Well, welcome to the channel. 2021 is here. It's time to get to work. And if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you know that every year I have a little tradition of updating my sunglasses. So this year was a random choice. I just kind of started picking some stuff and I thought that it would look cool. And so these are the new Johnnies. These are the new Ray-Ban Justins. A little turtle shell action going on there. Teal. And of course it says, this year it says Dashman on there. So I always like to treat myself with a new pair of Ray-Bans every year. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's a yearly tradition that started 5 years ago. It's been working out well. On the road, pile of parts. I'll get to those in just a minute. Let's hit the road now. So if you don't recognize those seats, I don't blame you. It's been a while. So those came from Earl, and if you remember Earl had a rough go of it. Here's a little clip of what happened. So Earl, the Fiesta, was swept away in the river, as he saw there, and I made a whole video about it. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and go check it out. But I always wanted to take a piece of Earl because it meant a lot to me, and I wanted to always talk to Preston about, you know, is there anything I could use from Earl? I could come up and get the seats. He said that he could ship them, and I was like, well, why don't I just come to Denver and pick them up? And we turned to a whole family weekend, took Ace around. Earl's legacy is going to live on in the CRX. And I cannot wait. Thank you, Preston, so much for all the help and letting me come up and grab these out. I really meant to shoot a video, but I was super unprepared. I completely forgot my SD card in both cameras and had to go buy SD cards. So I actually pulled those out of Earl in the snow, and it was snowing hard there in Denver when I went to go pick them up. So yeah, I missed all recording that. We got them all out. It's not that easy because, again, Earl has been down the river and it was rolled a lot of times and it had been underwater, so things were a little shifted. Things were a little hard to get to, but I managed to get it out. And as you can see, they're so we got a little bit of Raleigh, Colorado stuck in there, but that's okay. I can take care of that, and that's no problem at all. So next on the list, shift cables. The ones I got from the junkyard didn't work. I kind of figured they wouldn't, but I want to try anyway. So I went ahead and picked up some shift cables, the actual ones for the car. These I did not expect to find. These are True Heart Street Plus coilovers. They actually came out of a CRV. So my thought process of that is they're going to be a little bit taller than the Civic stuff. So it'll be taller than a Civic, but not quite fully CRV level. I think the drop on these can go all the way to like 4 inches on a CRV. So should be plenty enough for this the CRX. The only thing I have is, you know, if you know CRVs, the rear ones have they use the eye bolt on the CRV, and the CRX uses the clamp over. So it's a little bit different lower control arm, but I can fix that. I know how to do that. This is exactly what I did in my wagon, so I know how to go about that. Got a hub. I meant to grab 2 hubs, but I only ordered 1, so I can do one of the hubs to put an axle in. So that'll go. On the fueling side of stuff, I got my fuel pump finally. I got some lines, all the stuff to hook all that stuff up. The tank is on order. They have to make the tank. It's actually made for an all-wheel drive Civic, so it actually mount in this factory location, and I'll be able to fill it from the factory fill hole. So that'd be super duper. And something I haven't really talked about yet, I'm going to do a spoiler. So being in the modified class, I can do aero stuff, and I want to do this deck lid spoiler where it comes up back here. I want to match it to roof level. I'm going to build my own standoffs with the help of Justin the Dude, and we're going to have him cut out some stuff for me so I can actually get those mounted up. And I'll throw a picture in here right now of what I'm wanting to look like and what I'm going to go with, and that's what I have in mind. So with all that being said, I have jibber jabber. It's time to get to work. All right, so here's the 2 shift cables. This is the one that I got at the junkyard. It came out of a 04 Accord, I believe. And I was thinking that it might work, just obviously I thought wrong. But here's the differences. This is the one that actually will work for the swap. And this is a Yonka, I think, cable. It's pretty cheap, but I think it should work just fine. You'll see the real difference is down here and where it actually touches the shifter. This one has like a ball mount that goes to it, along with the stabilizer. So they're just a little bit different, but that's just enough to make it not work. And I was looking at this, if you could swap over this onto one of these, but I'm sure there's some way to make it happen, but it's just not really worth it. These are like an inexpensive option. I think it's 150 bucks, something like that. Not too bad. That should work just fine. I'm going to go ahead and get those routed and get those mounted in the car real quick. All right, the shift cables are in. I'm not 100% satisfied with the play the way it is. There's neutral, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. Like I said, it needs to be adjusted a little bit still, but we're getting there. I'm not really happy with that angle too, so I may end up changing that in the future. As far as just setup, this is going to work. I can adjust this as we go, because this will get us at least moving at this point. Well, I ran into a roadblock. I didn't really think this through, and I did think it through, but I forgot about it. I need a fuel pressure regulator and a few other things. I was able to get the fuel line connected to the factory fuel rail, which that's an easy upgrade, and I'll do that eventually. Just I'm trying to keep the budget in mind right now because it's tight. So I've got the fuel line. I have the pump, some extra fittings. The tank, like I said, it'll be on the way, and then I'll have to do the regulator also at the same time. I started on my computer cardboard aided design here with my spoiler mount. So what I want to do is put the spoiler out a little bit further off the deck. That way I can still, in theory, be able to open the lid if I need to. But I like the way that looks. I think that's going to be a good mount. It's just outside the glass. I'll be able to mount it up here in a bunch of locations. I may have to replace these panels with maybe aluminum or something. I don't know. It's a bolt too. But I can get that figured out down the road. That's not going to be a big deal. So I'm going to get this off to Justin, if not just give him the dimensions he needs, so he can cut those out for me, and maybe put like dash and card or dash man or something on the side. That'd be sweet. Kind of worked myself into a stopping point here, and I started messing around and went ahead and pulled the coilover out of there just to see. I kind of forgot that I got to get the specialty key to get that stupid wheel off. I got it at the house, but of course I kind of forgot it. You can see here the height difference in the CRV and the CRX coilover. And it's kind of hard to see there. I've got plenty more adjustability on this one, and I actually bring that up more by bringing this perch up. And it'll get a little bit taller, and I think that'll give us at least a little bit of height. I would still like to go with the gravel suspension for it, but again, that's $1,000, and this was $100. So again, kind of sticking to budget here. I think that's might be an interim solution. The only thing that's going to be a problem is I forgot that you got to switch these over to the Accord ones whenever you run the CRV stuff. Well, unfortunately, I think that's going to do it for today. I did not get nearly far enough that I wanted to be. I did get a few things made, like the wing mount. I'm going to send that off to Justin. Hopefully we can get a good turnaround on that and get that taken care of. I think it's going to work really well. I really like the way that's going to sit off the back of the car. Oh, I gotta get the fuel stuff situated. I was hoping to get the fuel stuff done today, but again, the fuel tank didn't come in, and I gotta still get the regulator. And I guess if I don't know, budget depending, I might just go ahead and upgrade the OEM rail to like a K tune or something like that. And besides that, I will, on that sad kind of bombshell, I will catch you guys very soon, and hopefully another CRX video. Peace, guys.